We are sandwiched between Fort Worth and Dallas, Texas, and Arlington at the luxurious AT&T Stadium. A moment ago, here was the scene with the Cowboys emerging from their tunnel. It was loud. It's still loud. We're ready for football as the Cowboys get set to match up with the Minnesota Vikings. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Here we go.
Mike is 59. Mike is 59. Let's pick it up. It's out.
Here we go. 46. 46. One.
No gain on this defense. No gain.
Mike, check. 59.
Hey, keep it up. Keep it up.
26.
Prescott looks to throw on first. Throw left side complete. That's Elliott. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that'll make this a second down.
At the 27-yard line.
Here we go. 4-8.
Mike 59. I got him. Check 59.
26.
Here's the man who's led the league in rushing twice in 3 seasons, Ezekiel Elliott. The tackle made there by Harrison Smith. For Zeke, what a first 3 years he's had in the NFL. Last year, his second rushing title, 1,434 yards. Not as many as 1,631 that he had as a rookie, but still his yards per game average was the best in the National Football League.
Go to 54. Go to 54. 1-8.
Mike, check. 59.
Hey, tight down. There you go.
59's Mike. Check.
26.
Prescott from the gun on third. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Cowboys. Amari Cooper, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. So on third and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
This will be taken very short. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
At their own 32-yard line.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Mike 54. He can't hang.
Cousins to throw it. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets up.
Stephon Diggs! And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs, his 6th touchdown of the season, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away.
The Cowboys take over first and 10.
Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for. And he fires one that's intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, we know this defense has athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
I love the way that you spotlighted the athleticism because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on defense.
Oh, I don't know. I was a kicker. You got to remember that now.
Come on, come on.
Fine. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Cowboys take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they gave up the pick six. And now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up. But you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough to give your team a chance to score. But you still have to be careful because those defensive guys, I know the reputation defense guys can't catch. All evidence to the contrary on that last possession, though.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Mike's 5'9", Mike's 5'9".
We're going to 54. Why?
Check your hot read. Watch the edge. Check.
Go. Get out there. Prescott. 26.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Trying to get it to Cobb, and it's intercepted. Able to get there and pick it. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
Here's Dalvin Cook, third-year back from Florida State. Jalen Smith, the Notre Dame man, in on the tackle.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Cousins gives way to Cook. And he's got this pretty close to a first down at the Cowboys' 35.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. They have the first down with that gain of 4 yards.
So it's pretty simple, partner. You pick up a turnover, sets you up in excellent field position. The last thing you want to do is go 3 and out in this spot.
Yeah, they would have had to settle for a field goal attempt, but now they keep those touchdown hopes alive. Cousins now to throw on first down. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Sean Lee, the longtime vet, getting in and getting to the QB. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
So second and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Left side caught by Diggs. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Oh, you got deep?
Check. Cross.
Draw play, Cousins to Cook. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
How about the fellas with the stars on the side of their helmets rising up on defense? We always hear about the Cowboys' rushing offense. Their rush defense is pretty good as well, I think, because they're so cohesive. Defensive line, linebackers really work well together.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And this one is right down Broadway. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
Let's go.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive.
All day, every day, any day.
They start on the ground with Elliott. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Now Prescott. And he hits Jason Witten, the tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Prescott now already over 100 yards passing in just this first quarter. It's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, a give to Elliott. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much, as he's down to the 48. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9. At the Vikings.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Army.
We're going to 54. Why is?
After 17-7 the score. On EA Sports. Started the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they're looking at a 2nd down and 9 to go.
Mike.
Hey, kill. 47. 26.
On 2nd and 9. Prescott. He's going to loft one deep left side. And this is caught. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Amari Cooper with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. As they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Marr now to add the extra point. And this is up and good to make it a 17-14 game. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. This one taken from the 7. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had a field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Now a give running right, it's Cook. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
You
must be getting tired of seeing me. Say.
Third down, Dalvin Cook. Well, he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on fourth. Running for it, here's Cook. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
First down, Minnesota.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down.
Jim, bring up 48. Gun.
Cook. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Check 37. Check 48.
On the ground, it's Cook. Tyrone Crawford in on the tackle.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Hey, we're good. Hey, exit. Listen. Wide.
Watch the twist.
Wide.
Cousins on 3rd and 2. Flush to his right. On the run. He'll let this go. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They only needed a little bit, and they got a lot. A great job just grabbing the football away from the defender there.
And remember, it was 3rd and short, so the defensive front played run. They didn't pressure the quarterback. That meant despite the coverage downfield, they had a chance to complete the play, and they did.
No gain there on the completion. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. On 2nd and goal, Cook waiting in the backfield all alone.
Watch the run. That's baby side.
Zebra.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line. This is kind of one of those in-between plays here, Charles, on 3rd and goal from the 2 or the 3 in that area. What do you dial up?
Something quick hitting. You don't have the time for something that develops slowly. It's got to be right at them if you're going to run the football. And if you're going to throw it, something quick, get it out of your hands in a hurry.
Switch. Spawn.
Rhino.
Check.
Black. Here we go. Bring the energy.
Hey, check 24. Watch 24.
And they'll go jet sweep to try to pick it up. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. It's a gain of a yard, and it takes us to the 2-minute warning. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at the half, off, a reminder we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Taking it in from a yard out. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Bailey got the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Cowboys take over first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offensive tunnel.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense getting the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
On second and a yard, Prescott. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. Cooper was the target there.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
And Rudolph has it left side. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings. Cousins going to come up on a 1st and 10. And he's completed all 7 of his passes thus far. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. He'll find Thielen work in the middle, and he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. The Vikings on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll throw again. Cousins. Now he's able to find Diggs. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. A little surprise pays off on 3rd and 1. Pass instead of run. Gets him 15 yards. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football.
Let's go. Let's go.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened-up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22.
Hey, you got three. Mike, check, 59.
Hey, defense, let's
Prescott trying for Cooper again. This time he finds it. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Prescott now 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a first down here. Prescott now. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Here we go.
Hey, 47.
Final play of the half. Prescott. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. It's a very short kick taken by an up man. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Even though positive yardage was gained on that play, I think the defense has to be happy. Obviously, they were prepared for some trick plays coming into the game, and they looked very aware that those could happen on any given down.
Hey, let's get some penetration here.
What's the system?
Swing. Yo. Check. 55.
On 3rd down, Cousins. And Diggs has it. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well.
The hot. What are you?
54 Mike.
You gonna see me in your nightmares, son.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 43. He's going to look deep down the field. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Sure sure that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Check three, check three. Two. Check hot route.
On second down, Cook. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 11 yards there, first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10.
You can't block me. You can't block me.
Throwing is Cousins. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
They'll start the drive with Elliott. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first. One play has him up past the 40 already and another 1st and 10. They keep on the ground with Elliott. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Here we go.
Throwing, Prescott. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. A first down carry by Elliott. Solid running on the carry, but still brought down just inside of the 40. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Right there. 54, right there.
Now Prescott. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
And the Cowboys
First down, Prescott. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
To throw again on 2nd down. Prescott. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Danielle Hunter in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long.
Hey, check 24. Check 24.
Check 4.
We're going to 54. Why in?
Check.
Here we go. Going to 54. Going to 54. Why in? Sweat. Hey.
Stay at home.
26.
Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. And this one hauled in by Tavon Austin. They get a big amount back, 18 yards, but they'll still look at a 4th down now.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent gain. Now they're in 4th and manageable.
Just a little short, though, of that marker. The kick by Maher is good. Of course, the door for Maher was opened after a little bit of a surprise move. The Cowboys letting go of Dan Bailey last year.
Yeah, Maher took over in the preseason. He's from Nebraska via the Canadian Football League where he kicked for 4 years. And I saw him personally make 2 game-winning field goals last season against Detroit and in Atlanta.
At their own 18-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah,
Stephon Diggs. He's at the 30. 10. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs. 82 yards. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors. But that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
At their own 25-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. A bit of an opening there on the first down run as they get this forward for about 6 yards. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And just like that, it's 3rd down.
We go 46.
Tighten up. Pull it together. Check. Mike is 59. Mike to 59.
Let's go, D. Let's go.
To throw is Prescott. And he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards on the play. Back now in Arlington. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Prescott now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Prescott from the gun. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off near the 32. And he'll take it across midfield to the 46-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Let's go.
On first down, it's Cook. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
On 2nd and 7, Cousins. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Well, that wasn't a completion, but it wasn't a sack either. So the good takeaway, able to extend the life of the play. Normally, you would think he'd just take off and run downfield, but he was trying to find an open receiver, unable to do so.
And now on 3rd down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first.
Shift. Watch the shift.
Lead up, 48. Hey, receiver. Hey, Delta.
Mike 48. Watch the screen.
Throwing, Cousins. And he's got Kyle Rudolph. And he's taken down inside the 30. Cousins to his tight end Rudolph for a Viking first down. Cousins now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Cousins now. Wide open receiver complete. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. They'll run on first down. It's Cook. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Extra point up and good by